Welcome to the Kind K Show. Here's where we speak up on it. We back y'all with Wealth Wednesdays. I wasn't gonna let you down on Wealth Wednesdays, and I'll be back after the short intermission.
In order to have anything in this world, you must speak up on it. In order, in order to have anything in this world, you must speak up on it.
Oh, that your virtue in Versace, she don't want it. She like it hot just like a coffee in the morning. Said if you want it, then you gotta speak up on it. Said if you want it, then you better speak up on it. 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 Said if you want it, then you better speak up on it. Said if you want it, then you gotta speak up on it.
I'm back. I'm back. Look, I'm sorry about yesterday, people. We had a little trouble with the internet in this area. I don't know what the hell's going on with Spectrum, man, but I don't know if I'm hearing numerous people having the same type of problem that I was experiencing yesterday, or actually been experiencing for the last couple of days with this damn internet. You know, you always say you pay for something, you expect to get the service, right? But it just hadn't worked out to be so in the last couple of nights or a couple of days or whatever. So yesterday they came out and just as I expected, there was a little problem with they on their side of the network, and the guy was easily to repair the stuff. And one thing for certain, I got all new equipment in the inside, so that that works. You know what I mean? Only worst thing about that is I had to replace or had to reconnect all of them devices that I had hooked up to the internet, which I got about 20 of them with speakers and computers and mixers and TVs and all this other stuff. So I had to do that individually, go to each one and log it back in. Y'all, some of y'all know what the pain in the ass that could be, and you know, having to put in all new passwords and shit. So that's the reason why we didn't come on yesterday, but it's Tuesday's twist. And our no, I was about to say NBA, our college basketball expert, I don't know shit. I guess he decided to take a what they call a time management, a load management day off or some shit. I don't know. He ain't here. They all fell off today one by one, but it's all good. Your boy is here, and like I said on Wealth Wednesdays, I'm coming here to help you. You know what I mean? We're just gonna talk a little bit about statement dates and due dates, right? We'll talk a little bit about that. We'll talk a little bit about how the best way to build your credit or fastest way to acquire those 550 points. Because everybody, when starting out, you get 300 points, right? 300 points. And the goal is to get above 680, 700 if possible. 680 is where, the cutoff from where, it's not, you got excellent credit, or good credit, I should say, and 680. So, and it's not hard to achieve 680. 680 is real easy to achieve. Like I said, talked to y'all last week a little bit about how your credit report has to have some substance. You can build a credit, you can build your credit up by the number, by the credit score, by just adding some trade lines, right? Somebody that you know, mother, father, brother, cousin, uncle, whatever, friend, good friend, right? Put you on as an additional card holder on their account, and if they, if they pay their credit cards on time and their utilization is low, you'll receive some of those benefits as well. And they'll slowly build up your report as well, and you can build up your credit score that way. So it's real easy to obtain a reasonable, 700, 720 credit score with not that much in on your credit, but just being on somebody's or being an additional card holder on somebody else's account. And that's what you parents should do for your kids, right? Your kids about 14, 15 years old, something like that. Get them add them on as an additional card holder. Start building their credit, right? For the ones for your responsible parents, right? Not the ones who like to let your shit go beyond and get 30-day lates and shit like that. No, don't do that. You know what I mean? Don't. Even though they won't be held liable, you're not gonna help them in that aspect. But for you ones who are just want to give your kids a good jump start on their credit, that's what you do. You put them on as you get put them on and start as a additional card holder, and as you pay your bills and things like that, they'll also get credit for the credit history, right? And that's a good thing. If you have cards for 2 and 3 years, right? Because that credit history, that's real important. Counts for a larger portion of your credit report, the credit history. I think you get like 192 points, 192 and a half points for paying your bills on time, right? And by the creditor, the credit card company reporting that you've been paying your bills on time, right? So, and then the other part is the utilization, which is the other big factor. I think that's broken down to like about 168 points, something like that, right? Utilization, keeping your utilization. Remember, I told you 30% is not. I mean, they all tell you keep your thing below 30. That's not what you want to do. You want to be. I say the sweet spot to me is around 5%, 5 to 8%, no higher than that. And that's where you will obtain more points each month if you just each month you keeping your utilization right around in that sweet spot between 5 and 8 points, right? That would help you, and so don't fall into that thing where people start talking about, oh, as long as below 30% utilization, you will never build no credit that way. Trust me, you'll be forever in a day trying to acquire some points and get some decent credit if you just keeping your score just below 30 points. Because 30 points, just like in grade, when you in school, if you get 70% on the test, that's only a damn C. All right, so you just think of it like that. That's what it is. You getting a C on your credit report. That's how you being judged, and you ain't building shit. Just being at no C student in this credit game. You must know the rules in order to play the game. I tell people that all the time. If you don't know the rules, you cannot play the game, right? So, Kai, what is statement date? How do opposed to due date? Well, your due date is the date that your credit card is due before you start charge late fees and all that other stuff. You go beyond that, they start charging not only just the interest, but you get the late fees assessed to the account as well. Your due date, I mean your statement date is usually 2 or 3 days before your due date, right? So if you pay your credit card bill before 2 or 3 days before that, this is how it works. People, check this out. Real slick. They report on your statement date what you owe, right? If you paid it off or you paid a great portion of it down before the due date, 2 or 3 days before, when they report it to the credit bureaus, that keeps your utilization lower than the due date, right? If you just paid it on the due date, because if you paid it on the due date, it's going to register that you have that whatever you owe prior to that date is what you're still owing, and that keeps your utilization high. But if you pay it down 2 or 3 days before that, then you'll get credit for that, and you'll acquire more points that way, and your utilization will be lower. That's right? So that's what you want to do. I tell people all the time. Now, here's another twist to this. Some credit card companies, right, will allow you to adjust your date to the statement date, right? And they only allow, and also this too. This is another gem. People should pay attention to this. They'll allow you once a year to change the date of your due date on your credit card, right? So if you get paid, I don't know if you get paid every week, bi-weekly, or once a month, or however you get paid, and you know that your bill is due before you get paid, so it's kind of a strain on you to every month. Change your due date to after you get paid. You can change to any day of the month, but you can only do this once every 12 months, right? They allow you to do that. People don't know that. So if you don't know it, now you do, right? Change your due date. It'll help you out in abundance, right? So God, how do I acquire those 550 points? Everybody wants to be 850. Trust me. Most of you will never get there. I'll tell you why. You have to have over a span of, I believe, 7 years or 3 years. I I can't remember. Maybe I'm crossing something up. But anywhere, let's just say it's 3 years, or couldn't be 3 years. Got to be 7 years. 500 payments, on time payments, no matter 500 on time payments without any delinquencies. No late, no 30-day late, 60-day late, 90-day late, none of that. No collections, none of that, right? You have to have 500 payments, somewhere around there, 500 payments to get put in this 1% bracket, right? To whereas your credit score will exceed above 800, right? So most people don't, I ain't a lot of people don't do that. A lot of people don't. It's not that responsible. Somebody's always within a 7 year span of time will miss a payment, either by accident or whatever. I mean, trust me, I got some clients who has 800 credit score, 8+ credit score, and they've missed payments just by just some misunderstanding. They didn't know they had an account with somebody, right? That they went out, and you ask me, how did they know? Because it's a long story, but it can happen, right? Where you think you have an account with another um, bank, and they sent it over to another bank, right? Because they sometimes they sell your contracts to other financial institutions, right? And you thinking all the whole time, oh, I'm with Chase, but oh no, hell no, your ass is with Bank of America, right? And you'll get a letter in the mail, text from Bank of America saying, hey, look, hey, you've been 30 days late or whatever, and with all the scams and shit, people come, you get all these texts on your phone sometimes about, hey, you need to, you be like, man, I don't have no account with you. Why would I? So you just ignore it or whatever. And come to find out, whoever you initially thought you signed up with sold your account to a different financial institution, and they the one who's holding you. They holding you, right? And you don't pay it because you don't know. You think you paying one institution, but you actually with another. So that's how sometimes you can miss it. And I've had clients who've been in that situation and been 30 days late, and they have plenty of money. There's no reason to be late on no $500 or $600 payment, especially when they got an account with the bank and they got thousands and thousands of dollars in that account to pay it. And so, and if that ever happens, trust me, don't panic, don't freeze up, because what you can do is a simple phone call goes a long way. Trust me. You can call and talk to somebody and ask them for one-time forgiveness, right? Or you can simply explain the situation sometimes, and they'll remove the 30-day late off your report, right? On the following one, right? So that can happen, right? Sorry about that, people. Thought I put that damn thing on silent. So that can happen. Always remember, if you don't communicate with people or with the people that you owe, that's where the problem comes in. A lot of people be always like, you get these letters in the mail and you don't respond. You know what it is about. You know you owe them, but you don't respond. Never not respond. That's how you keep your ass in, get your ass in trouble. You keep yourself out of trouble as long as you communicate, conversing with these people back and forth, writing them letters or talking to them on the phone. They cannot put shit on your credit. You're in constant contact with them, letting them know, hey, or even if you like, this is not my account, or let's do some type of investigation, let's figure this out or whatever, or send them some paperwork saying whoop de whoop this or whoop de whoop that, explaining the situation or whatever, and they have to continue with the back and forth, right? And they can't just put shit on your account when you're communicating with them, because and if they do, don't even trip off of it. Those are the easiest ones to get removed. I do it all the time, right? That's what I specialize in. So it's like I said, don't never ignore creditors. Don't never ignore people who are calling or sending you letters letting you know, and you delinquent. Just communicate. You can work stuff out with these people. Sometimes you can pay off certain things, and not even get it put on your credit. You could just say, look, I can pay you this much on a dollar if you remove it, and they'll take it, right? They'll ride with you. A lot of times with it. There's a few of them out there that won't do nothing. They'll just like whatever. They'll just hold you because they buy the shit for pennies on a dollar anyway. They buy your accounts from creditors for pennies on a dollar anyway. So they'll just hold you to it. They don't care, whatever, because they buy them in bulk anyways, right? They come to them in bulk. They'll buy a stack of 50 or 100 for, a little bit of nothing, you know, 10 cents on a dollar type of stuff. And so it ain't no thing to them, to just hold you to the fire. But a lot of them will work with you because they know, hey, getting something is better than getting nothing, right? That's what I think. That's how I feel. I'd rather get something than not get nothing. And if you ever get a collection on your report, do not pay it. I'm telling you, do not pay it without talking to them first. And if you making an agreement with them, letting them know, say, look, if I pay this off, right, you remove this off my credit. And make sure you get that letter from them first before you pay it off, because then they have to, right? They have to remove it off your credit if that ever occurs. So I'm telling you, these are things that you must do, and it's just all about being responsible, people. You adults, right? Handle your things in accordance. And you never know. A little kindness, a little sweet talking to somebody, it goes a long way. Trust me. You know what I mean? So don't never be thinking that, oh, I'm just going to ignore it, or you see letters piling up. Y'all know some of y'all let them bills pile up. You got a stack of bills in the corner here, and you know you owe people, but you just think you're going to ignore them and it's going to go away. It's not how it works. It's not how it works, especially with credit. You don't want to do that. You don't want to ignore anything. You want to constant communications, constant dialogue, talking to these people, letting them know, hey, look here, I'm sending you this. This is not, or if you don't believe this is your account or whatever, you send them paperwork, or you're trying to come to some type of agreement, some type of understanding where you can pay some stuff off, and hey, everybody's satisfied. Look, hey, I get sometimes you can go a quarter on a dollar, 50 cents on a dollar. Hey, I'll pay you 50 cents on a dollar, and that's the best I can. And you make up some type of payment arrangements, and they'll do it. Most of them will. A lot of them will. I can only think about 3 companies offhand that they just ain't gonna do it regardless, right? And hey, that's them. But like I said, I'd rather get something than nothing, and don't ever pay off a collection without getting some kind of understanding with the people that you owe first. You don't need to. For what? It's gonna, even if you pay it off, it's gonna be on your report. Still gonna stay on your report. You know what I'm saying? For a number of years, right? So what's the sense of paying it, right? Now, let's retract a little bit. We was talking about late payments, right? Those 30-day payments or 90-day payments. 60 or 90-day payments. Don't trip off those things. Look, those things, these is how you work. For every late payment, right? Every 30-day late payment, it takes you about a year, right? Or 11 payments, I should say. 11 a year of payments, or 11 payments to kind of erase the one late 30-day late, right? And it doesn't have to be with the same creditor. So say, like, for instance, B of A, I'm late, I'm 31 days late. They put it on my credit report, right? I have what, 10 other credit cards, right, that I'm paying on every month, right? Right? So that's what I'm saying. Through those other 11 payments on time, right, will kind of, you know, wash out that one little 30-day, more than 30-day late payment that you have on there. So you don't have to sweat that, right? But once again, I told you, most of you will never ever achieve the 850 credit score. Most of you won't, because at some point in time between those 7 years, you're going to be late at least once, even by accident or happen chance, whatever. Shit happens. That's just the way it goes. So don't trip. It's not that big of a deal, right? Let's see here. Let me pull up my wheel again, so we can go back to the first day, so we can see what's happening here. On the first day, remember, amount owed, right? 30%. Payment history, 35%. Amount owed is your utilization, right? We told you, man. I told you the sweet spot is between, what I say, pretty much just 8% or less. If you stay between 3 and 5%, you acquire those points every month. You keep your utilization below that standard point, right? 30% is too high, people. 20% is too high, people. 15% is too high. Even 10%. I mean, if you 10% is not bad, but definitely 30, 20, 15, too high percent, right? You're not going to be able to acquire those good portion of those 92 and a half points that you're looking for. All right. Payment history, right? Or I'm sorry, that's 168 points on that end. 192 is on your payment history, right? That's the what we're talking about, those consistent payments, those 500 payments every for 7 years, where you put you in an elite 1%, where you'll be able to possibly achieve that 850 credit score. Can't go no higher than 850, people. And who gives a shit? You don't even have to be 850. I'd say look, 750 and above. They gonna wine and dine you wherever you go. I don't care if you go buy a car or whatever. You know what I'm saying? They gonna give you meals and all kind of shit. You know what I mean? While you're sitting there waiting, trying to while they're trying to sell you something. So I just say be above 750. You straight 750, 850. Ain't nobody tripping. You know, you still got excellent. That's excellent credit, regardless. You know, so don't even trip. Length of credit history, right? That's the time you've had you've been, in good standings, right? Like, length of credit history is big, right? I think you get like 80 something points, 82 points or 86 points, something like that. And then the last two are like 55 apiece. So that's, if you add that all together, it would be like 550 points, people. So that's what we're trying to look for. It's not hard to obtain that if you follow these simple guidelines. Everything that I give you, write it down, right? Trust me. You can always go back and rewind this and say, what did he say? Just go back to it, rewind it, and you'll have some understanding. Like I told you, you cannot play this game if you don't know the rules. No game can you ever play without knowing the rules. So don't think that, and don't be listening to people all the time. People tell you all kind of shit, right? But I'm gonna give you the real of the real, because I am here to help you, right? At the bottom of the screen there, that's the name of my business, Conscience Creative Concession, right? You can email me at khairston@ccreativeconcession.com if you need some help. You need to ask me a question, whatever. But trust me, I do nothing for free. I'm just telling y'all that right now. To talk to me, I always tell people all the time, I'm expensive. I am. That's because I'm good. So that's just the way it works. You always got to get paid for what you worth, people. Always remember that. Get paid for what you're worth. All right. And let's see here. Something else. What else did I want to discuss here real fast here? What you got with my people? All right. What we got coming on? All right. So that's enough of Wealth Wednesday. My other half's not here to talk to you about the life insurance portion of Wealth Wednesdays, but it's all good. He'll be back next week. Matter of fact, I think he got something special for y'all. I'll be able to display some of his stuff on the screen here, so you guys can follow with him, and he can show you how, you can life insurance is not, it's not, you're not cursing your family by talking about it or obtaining it or something like that. Get life insurance. You got insurance on your car. You got insurance on your house. You got insurance. You got dental insurance. You got health insurance. Get life insurance. What the hell is the problem? I don't understand why people just naturally think that that's a, some type of thing, that something's gonna happen if I start talking about life insurance. You know what I'm saying? I mean, getting life insurance. Man, look, I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna say it again. You're gonna hear me say this over and over again. Nobody is responsible for your life and you being put to rest properly but you. That's your responsibility. It's not your family. They shouldn't be having to do no goddamn GoFundMe sites and shit for people to donate to put your ass away. This is something that you should be taking care of. This is your responsibility, people. Your responsibility, not your families, not your daughters, nobody. It's your responsibility, right? And the earlier you get it, the cheaper it is for your kids. You know what I mean? You can keep the same contract. They got all the time. They got policies where if you get them at a certain age, you can pay the same amount throughout whatever their life span. And even after you pass, they can pick it up and continue to pay the same amount until they get up out of here. You know what I'm saying? So hey, that's just the way it works. Start. We have to stop looking at shit like something's gonna happen if we talk about it or we do something about it or or thinking, hey, that's bullshit. Take care of that shit like you take care of everything else, right? And for the most part, that would be it. So that's my Wealth Wednesdays for y'all people. You know what I'm saying? And we're gonna be back next Wednesday talking about some more Wealth Wednesday shit. You know what I mean? I'm gonna give you some other little gems, right? And once we get enough people in here where I start, you guys can start asking questions and shit like that, and I'll start answering some questions for you. You know, very pertinent questions if you have some. You know what I mean? And we can get down to the nitty gritty. But then we're going to also, D Mac and I had always talked about this. We're going to do a membership only stuff. When we start getting up, we're gonna have y'all join the membership, right? Cost you at least like $5 a month. It ain't expensive. You can give as much as you want, but $5 a month will go a long way. You know, helping you, your family, whoever, right? And getting soaking up some of this knowledge, just learning some of this game. You know what I mean? Learning how to establish an LLC, right? Properly structured LLC. How to, you know, do revocable and irrevocable trust. You know what I mean? All these things, right? So these are all the things that you should know. It's a damn shame that they don't teach this shit in school. Some of the shit they teach in school, we're like, you never use it, right? You never use it. But this type of stuff right here, this type of stuff can make you and help your family for years and years and years to come, especially if you pass it on to your children and teach them the game, right? Teach them how to be responsible. Teach them how to take care of their business on time, always, right? And never shutting off the lines of communication, even when you're at fault. When you know you're wrong and you know you ain't paid your damn bills, don't shut off the lines of communication. Keep calling them, letting them know, hey, I'm working on this. This is what's going on with me right now. I'm having a little situation. Can you work with me? People will work with you, people. They will work with you. Trust me. I do it all the time. I've been doing this for years. I've been doing this for over 30 years. I've been doing this, fixing people credit, right? Some people, they went, 2 and 3 years, not even no communication with these people, and I've made established relationship with, the people that they owe to get things removed for just pennies on a dollar. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, sometimes giving something is better than getting nothing. You know what I mean? So, yeah. So D Mac say we gonna D Mac in the chat where he say, what do you say? We will develop a curriculum. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. We're gonna put it together for you guys to show y'all how to be successful in this world. Like I said, you only here. Don't just be here for a good time. Sometimes be here for a long time and a good time. You know what I mean? Because it ain't no fun when you owing people and people sending you letters and calling your phone and shit like that, and you constantly hitting the go to voicemail and shit. You know who calling you. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, have some conversation sometime. The whole world is about relationships. I don't care no matter what you do in life, it's about relationships. You know what I'm saying? If you're establishing a relationship and everything you have to do, if you want to be successful in this world, you have to develop relationships with people, right? Some creditors. I mean, you never know what that would do too. You know what I mean? Or how that could, prophetically take you to another place in your life. You know what I mean? I got some stuff that I'm working on too. We're gonna and it's gonna be pretty interesting. I mean, everybody has their own thing about religion, right? And I know that's a touchy subject sometimes, but I want to talk a little religion, being religious or being spiritual or however we're gonna get into some of that. We're gonna get real deep in this channel. You know what I mean? We're gonna talk about real life stuff on this channel. You know what I mean? So this is what the place is for. I always say, help me do what? Help you. That's all you got to do. Help me help you. And together we can help each other and just be fly all together. You know what I'm saying? So anyways, that's it for me for a Wednesday. I'm at the half an hour mark. And like I told people, as Bertie Mac says, I ain't scared of you motherfuckers, right? And I ain't shit. So that's it. We out. Hey, look here. Monday through Friday, 6:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We coming at you. Tell a friend. Look at the bottom of the screen. Download. Go to Rumble. Go to Rumble, people. We need some people over here on Rumble. We trying to build up that channel like we did the YouTube channel. We need some thousands over there. Help us, help you. It doesn't cost you anything. It's free. Download the app, go there and just subscribe. Hell, that's all you got to do. You know, hit the notification button. It's going to notify you every time we come on. Help us, help you. You know what I'm saying? It ain't costing you no money. So do that for us if you don't mind. But other than that, I'm out.
Let's make